Greetings and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about the 1988 release by Toya Jackson, Toya. Now in some markets, or depending on where you look it up, this album is called You're Gonna Get Rocked. So fans by the way are called toy soldiers, they call it both. So it's called You're Gonna Get Rocked and they call it Toya 88, the purple album for its purple motif. And yeah, it really has a lot of songs. It literally has a lot of titles. The album is currently available on stream, luckily for us fans, and is one of her best records. So a little backstory. The album was her fifth in a row in the 80s. She had never really reached the success of Michael or Janet, although she definitely had the songs that deserved it. Her debut was a very funky disco type album. It had singles such as If You Feel the Funk and Nighttime Lover. Neither of them were massive hits. They did chart on the R&B charts, and the album itself as well did, but it didn't reach the top 100. Her second album fared even worse and did not, I think it reached like the bottom of the top 200 and didn't have any hit singles. Her third album, Heart Don't Lie, released in 1983. It had her only top 60 song, the number 56, Heart Don't Lie, which is considered a Toya classic, which also had a music video. And the other singles on the album didn't really chart well, but they did have a little bit more impact, or definitely were more leading towards a more mainstream audience, but they still had their edge and stuff. And then you had 1985's Imagination. And at that point, she was getting tired of Joe Jackson, her father, managing her, and that's when she met Jack Gordon, and who they met in the backstage up at the Grammys. And Jack Gordon won Joe Jackson's approval and was basically asked to manage Toya Jackson by Joseph. And yeah, that would turn out to be a really bad decision for a lot of reasons. But musically, this was the first thing that we got along with Jack Gordon. Her image quickly became much more sexualized, and it really shocked her family, including her mother, Catherine. And Toya, growing up being a Jehovah's Witness, was later shunned by the church, were later shunned by the members of the church for posing for Playboy and dressing sexually provocative, which was against their rules of, So this shocked a lot of people that Toya was finally shedding her clothes for a sexier image. Although, she has this amazing look. You have right here the bra with the suspenders, which was later copied by Katy Perry. Just really cool ideas. Really amazing looks at this time. This was kind of the first real bombshell Toya. She'd always been cute and fun and whatever, but now she had a new mature sexier image. And her music as well went along with that, and she was finally going from just pop R&B to more urban R&B and a more street sound. And with this, she really kind of wanted to make a name for herself, and I love this album cover. It's great, but what the hell is going on with her cheek? It's right here. Oh no, her lip. I'm sorry, her lip. It's like she's stuck up against a glass or something, and then they took a photo from the other side of the glass. Okay. I'm not sure why they would do that, and then approve it and release it. Either way, Toya was definitely on her way to take over the music scene, I think, in 1988. I think a lot of things were in her favor. Unfortunately, it did not happen. The album did spawn the single You're Gonna Get Rocked, which was a minor hit. It did reach the top 100, barely. And the album itself didn't do very much better. It is kind of considered another flop record. However, she did work with Full Force, and she worked with SAW Saul, the team behind a lot of hits from early Kylie Minogue, Rick Astley, Dead or Alive, and other acts like that. And really kind of made this double-sounded album. You have the urban edge, and then you have the European dance pop on one side, and then the urban edge on the other side, and kind of having some songs that like border the fence of both and like really making it work, and as a crossover artist who can kind of handle all kinds of genres. She has ballads on here, she has slow jams, she has pop dance songs, she has like street urban, like really fierce numbers and new jack swing and such, and it just really works really well. It really shows her diversity and her artistic balance over all types of genres and musical styles. So yeah, so today we're going to talk about this record and its immense legacy over the LaToya Lua. And yeah, and hopefully the LaToya fans out there know this record as the Purple album. And definitely, I think it's definitely one of her most treasured albums. That and Heart Don't Lie are both really like loved by the fans. Yeah, so let's get into it. We'll talk about the album. It was recorded in 1988, mostly with Full Force. Well, so she wanted to do two sounds with it, with the new management. So she had a new record deal with RCA, and she wanted to do like the dual sound, so with the European market and the US market at the same time, so that they could potentially have hits. If one fails in the US, it could be a hit in Europe, or vice versa. So you have Full Force, who were big with the time with Lisa and the Cult Jam, yeah. And they had produced other hit 80 songs and such. And LaToya definitely wanted to work with them, and they made some really good songs together on A side. And then you had the SAW. You saw they also were proven hit makers for the European market, and that's the other sound that she wanted to tackle. So yeah, you get like the best of both worlds, because you have a lot of producers who really know what they're doing and really are masters of that sound. And then LaToya's contributions lyrically and melody-wise, whatever, also adds to that. And you could tell that there was an ambition here with LaToya, and she wasn't fooling around anymore. She did want to become a global icon, and she did. However, sales-wise, it just didn't happen. But I think that if she wanted to be like a really fierce diva, like goddess, then that's what she did. Like, she's the Pope of pop. So yeah, so let's talk about the album track by track. The first song and first single, You're Gonna Get Rocked. Again, that's what the album is called in some markets. I think there are re-releases called You're Gonna Get Rocked, and it's known as You're Gonna Get Rocked. You're Gonna Get Rocked is one of the LaToya like hymns. It's so amazing. It has this amazingly fierce intro, and she's like, all right, for those of you who didn't believe, roll up your sleeves. And she's basically telling the world, like, look, it's my turn. I'm here, it's my turn. And it's so fierce and so dominating, and so much confidence and bravado. And she's really like, you guys said I couldn't do it, and I'm here to prove you wrong. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do the best. Like, she's really putting on a big face, and showing the dogs who's boss, basically. And it's just amazing spoken intro. Roll up your sleeves, and if you're hanging cool, and if you're not, leave. Because LaToya is throwing down with her new sound. Like, damn, she is like, psh, there is no playing around here. She is ready to just make you eat it, hunty. I mean, she is like, wow. It's a great song. It has a very edgy new jack swing sound, very edgy, very very daring for her. Especially, she had done songs like Heart Don't Lie, which was a sweet little love song, and the last album had songs like Love Talk and He's a Pretender, and Baby Sister. Don't forget Baby Sister. So yeah, this was a much harder sound for LaToya, and she was really showing the dominance in this song. And basically, I think I better put you in check. You're showing me much disrespect. You're gonna get rocked. Like, she's really showing like, hey, I see what the critics and the public, you guys are hating on me. You give me no respect. You give me no time. Now you're going to, I'm going to make you eat it. And she did. And the world did eat it. Yes. Great. It didn't do very well on the US singles, although it did do better than her last album. Imagination just wasn't a hit album at all. Although it's a good album, I like it. I think the singles were maybe not the best. I would have put Love Talk as a single, and maybe Quiet Storm marketed, and then He's a Pretender could have been a video, I think. I don't know. I see a lot of missed potential with that album. But with this one, they definitely tried, and it had better ideas and better execution, but there's still some things I would have worked out with this record as well. But yeah, so we have the next song. And by the way, yeah, I told you it was New Jack Swing. You Blue, which was the second song with Full Force. And it's good. It's just a little bit of a drop in quality from You're Gonna Get Rocked, because that's just an epic song. This is a song about basically telling a no good man to leave. Like, pack your Nikes because I'm through with you. Like, we're done. A lot of confidence again. Her voice is much higher. It's like, pack your Nikes because it's really high. It's really... yeah, it's not my favorite. It was a single. Didn't do very well, but it was a single, and I like it. I like the song. It's just not my favorite. It's like it's a little, not filler, but it's a little weaker than You're Gonna Get Rocked in the song after this. It's like the breather, I guess, between the two. But definitely a good song. Definitely want to check out one of her classic songs. Just not my favorite or top 10, but it's a good song. The next song is Such a Wicked Love. Now this song is amazing. It sounds a little bit like What Have You Done For Me Lately? It's really like that same like street edgy R&B. Yeah, and it's basically saying it's a wicked love. Like wicked means good, like such a wicked love. And then yeah, it's just a fun dance song. That's all it is. It's just such a wicked love. It's a really, and then she has the DJ scratching in the middle. It's like, scratch my back. It's just a lot of attitude and in your face, and it really matches the album cover. Like, this album cover really matches the album, like how fierce it is and how dominant and just cool and sleek and fun. Like, it really matches that. And yeah, Such a Wicked Love is definitely one of her best songs. She performed it live a bunch of places. There was one performance she did, I believe it was in Chile, where she's performing and there's the audience like behind her and she can like interact with them. So she grabs this basket and hands it to this little girl, and the girl's like, the little girl's like, what is she handing me this for? Like, that's really funny. Like, LaToya is so random. Why is she hanging out basket? Like, and it looked like what are those baskets that you put fruit in? You know what I'm talking about? Like, they're like not a fruit basket, but like it's like a basket with a thing on it. Like, it has a tail. Does that make sense? What is the basket called with a tail? Like, I'm not saying like an actual tail, but like it's just longer, like a croissant. It looks like a croissant that you split in half, and then there's usually fruit in it. Like, I know I'm not making any sense. She hands that to the little girl. I have no idea why. That's so funny. That's so funny. That's on YouTube. You can still find it on YouTube. That's a great performance too. She has some really good, and she has like these scrunchies in her hair. Yeah, it's a really cool performance, and it's a really great song. It's Such a Wicked Love. It's just a fun. It really doesn't have a meaning. It's just such a wicked love. Okay, I can't sing it very well because there's harmonies. You know, the complexity of LaToya songs are difficult to kind of reinterpret or like sing basically. Then you have I'm Not Giving Up on Love, which is the first kind of ballad. It has this guy telling LaToya how amazing she is and all this stuff. She's like, oh yeah. Like, she doesn't care. But they're basically just gonna try to make it work. They're not giving up on love. They're having some issues. But they're gonna go for it. And it's a little boring of a ballad. I mean, I'll admit, it's not my favorite. It's like, there's not much going on, and it's just kind of droning and kind of drags. Like, I'm not giving up on love. I'm not giving up on love. And it has this really slow drum beats, like really slow. So yeah, it's not my favorite. It's not as good as You Blue. You Blue is better than this song. I do like it. By the way, I do like this song. It's just in the context of the record, it is a weaker aspect. It is a weaker song than the rest. It's not filler, but it certainly isn't a highlight of the album, if that makes sense. Just a slow R&B song, pretty slow tempo, but it's not a ballad. It's kind of a ballad, but there's like like a quiet storm, but it's a little edgier than it's like edgy quiet storm. No, not even that. Yeah, I would call it edgy quiet storm. Yeah, I would call it edgy quiet storm. The next song is If I Could Get to You. This is a much better song than not giving up on love. If I Could Get to You is a duet she does. She sings the duet with, of course it doesn't say. John Pagano. John Pagano. I don't know much about him. However, he sounds really good, and LaToya sounds really cool too. And they have this duet, and basically, she likes what she sees. She sees this guy in public. She's kind of cruising the guy, wanting to, and she's like, before I knew it, I was blowing you a kiss. Like, oh wow, naughty LaToya. like she is basically flirting with him and wants to hook up with him, and it's just a fun dance song. It's very like urban R&B dance, but a little laid back. It's not like in your face. It's cool sounding. Like honestly, like when you think of like the 80s R&B sound like that, I think this is kind of embodies that really well. Like I think it's a great song, and it has great lyrics. It's like it's a well-made album. The thing is, like, nobody wanted to give LaToya a chance back then, and it's so unfair. It's so unfair. She wasn't promoted, and people just didn't get the chance to connect with her. I think that she could have really made it big if she was given a real chance. So then you start off with the B-side. The B-side is where it becomes more European, dance-oriented, less R&B. However, it must be said that there are songs on the B-side that still are kind of R&B-ish, but they're much lighter than the first side, which is much more New Jack Swing. So let's start with that and analyze it track by track, and go through this this multifaceted album. So Turn on the Radio is the first song. It wasn't done by Saul. It was actually done by a different remixer called Arnold Fattomeyer. And it's okay. It starts off with some rock guitars, and it's very like heavy 80s, dancey R&B type, but it's mostly pop. It's mostly a pop song. And it's basically talking about turning the radio on. Will someone turn the radio on? Like... It is I think one of her more mindless songs. It's definitely, there's not much to talk about other than it's just a catchy filler song. I don't love it. I think it's one of her weaker songs. I know a lot of the Toya fans love it, but I think Turn on the Radio is, it's pretty weak, but it's not bad. It's just weak. It's weak compared to the album. And I know this is like the third time I've said that, but it's not a perfect album. It's close, but it's a close to perfect album. But even like, I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's weaker. It's like in the weaker portion of the record. I'm not saying I would cut it or replace it, which we'll talk about like the unreleased songs, but I think it's good as is. Just Say No is the next song that she wrote for the Just Say No drug campaign of the 80s. That was headed by the Reagans, Nancy Reagan, which Nancy Reagan has been trending on Twitter lately as well. Okay, she has. But yeah, this song is basically about saying no to drugs, which I don't know if Just Say No is the right way to go about the whole thing, but for me, I think I stayed away from drugs because of LaToya and her message of the evils of drugs and such. So thank you, LaToya. You set me on a good road in life. Thank you. So this song, it's fun pop. It's very cheesy. It's like, everybody say no, say no. It's so weird. Like, LaToya's talking about drugs and how they're bad. Actually, LaToya's never gotten to drugs, but she's talking about the evils of drugs and how they can damage you and destroy your life and such. So she has a lot of fun with it. It's catchy. It is catchy. It's very Saw. Like, it's extreme. It sounds very European. But it has a little bit of an urban edge. Like, it has harder drum beats and such and claps. Yeah, I like it. It's a fun song. There's like some cool background vocals that really add flavor to it when she's saying, "Everybody's saying no." Yeah, I don't know if Just Say No is a... Oh, Dare. Dare is the thing they did after that. But Just Say No was the 80s, like, drugs, say no to drugs kind of thing. So, and LaToya was part of that. Her and her brother both were, like, involved in the anti-drug movement of the 80s, which I'm sure they had good intentions. I mean, yeah. Why wouldn't you want to, like, kind of stop that? So, yeah. I like the song. It's good. The next song is Does It Really Matter? This was done by Steve Harvey. Yeah, Steve Harvey. He used to be a record producer. It's a really good song. Like, it's really it's really simple. Like it's really simple. It's more R&B. It's not as pop, but it's not a hard-hitting R&B song. Like, it's definitely not New Jack Swing. It's more of a dance club song for an R&B club or whatever. It's really fun, really catchy. It's like, and it has this really cool da 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 da. It has a really cool like keyboard rhythm, really catchy, really well done. And LaToya sings really great. It has a very similar melody all through the entire song. The bridge differs, however, the chorus and the verses have the same melody structure and notes. So, but they're really good, really catchy, and really just one of her best songs. I love it. I should do like a LaToya ranking video one day, but like songs like my top 20 LaToya Jackson songs. Yeah, in the comments, let me know your top 20 LaToya Jackson songs, whoever you are. Yeah, so It Doesn't Really Matter is really one of her best songs. I really do like it. And yeah, it's such a catchy song. It's so well done. So well done. The next song is Tell Me He Means Nothing to You at All. This is another like home run. This one was done by Saul, which, by the way, Saul stands for Stock, Atkin, and Waterman. But it was basically three guys who produced and wrote a lot of hit songs that were very similar sounding. However, they were like, they had their own melodies and such, but they're very similar melodies. And they worked with Donna Summer, Kylie Minogue, Jason Donovan, Bananarama, Dead or Alive, and LaToya Jackson. So yeah, this is their another song after Just Say No. It's a really good song. It's cool. Like, it's definitely R&B, a little bit more hard-hitting. Sorry, it's a little bit more pop. But it's definitely like a hard-hitting pop song, and really catchy. It's like tell me da 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 yeah yeah. It's really catchy, like just really well done with the melody structures and the chords and everything like that. It's just a great song. One of my favorites. Like, yeah, really good highlights on this album. Really lots of gems. A lot of these were singles, by the way, like in different markets. It's really hard to keep track, but I know that Tell Me He Means Something to You at All was a single, but then there was like a misprint. So it was like Tell Me, I forgot what it was. Tell Me He Means Nothing to You at All? Yeah, or Tell Me She Means Nothing to You at All. No, that's what the song, yeah, Tell Me She Means Nothing to You at All. And then it's called Tell Me He Means Nothing. Okay, so yeah, it's called Tell Me She Means Nothing because she's talking to her boyfriend who cheated on her. So it's kind of like this version implies that he's gay or bisexual or fluid. Whereas the original, like the actual song implies like a heteronormative relationship. Or it could be anything really, we don't know. That's a great song too. Just it's R&B pop, but light, it's light R&B, but hard pop, if that makes sense. And then you have Ain't Nobody Loves You Like I Do. This one's a little bit more cheesy. Definitely takes away a little bit of the R&B aspects, and it's just, yeah, it's a good song. It's Ain't Nobody Loves You Like I Do. It was made to a video as well, this is the only LaToya album to have 2 videos ever. And yeah, this one is a little cheaper. Yeah, it's okay, but it definitely doesn't have the production value of You're Gonna Get Rocked, which, by the way, we didn't talk about that video. We'll talk about it at the end. But yeah, this one, Ain't Nobody Loves You Like I Do, is just a cute late 80s, definitely like an 80s love song. Basically, the idea, like, don't be jealous, you know, because no matter what, I love you. Don't. There ain't no mountain high I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't climb for you. She loves this person, and he just doesn't think that he's worthy, or he doesn't trust her or whatever. But she's saying, yeah, ain't nobody loves you like I do. Like, I love you. Don't think that this is like, don't think you're gonna lose me. So yeah, just a really cute little love song. It's not the strongest. Again, it's done by Saw, and it's cute. It was a single and a video. So it's a cute video. Definitely worth checking out. And I do like the album. I mean, sorry, I do like the song. It's just, again, not my favorite, especially after Doesn't Really Matter and Tell Me She Means Something to You at All. So let's take okay, so we'll talk about the You're Gonna Get Rock video. That one's awesome. She comes in on a motorbike and she's wearing leather, and she has all these dancers, and it's just super cool, super fierce. Awesome. And I believe this was the album that the E! True Hollywood Story, when they did a review of her music, they said that this one was supposed to be like the, no, it was Bad Girl, I'm sorry, this one. Bad Girl. It was the hard rock. The hard rock album, which is not true at all. But yeah, this one is definitely not hard rock at all. She doesn't have any hard rock. Let's take a look at the album. We have the back cover, have that photo, and this one. There was unreleased songs, or there are unreleased songs from the era. There was a song called Men Be Illin', which was supposed to be included, but it wasn't. And then she did a song called Trouble, which was later released officially on the new version of the album, and then you can get it on streaming. LaToya's fans have been really like active and trying to get stuff to happen, like releases and unreleased songs and whatever. And they've been victorious, but there hasn't been much in the last years. LaToya's last song was a long time ago. What was it? Feels Like Love. Oh, I didn't like that song. I love you, LaToya. If you're watching this, I love you. I am a toy soldier, and you are the Popo Pop. However, I don't really care for Feels Like Love. It feels a little cheap. And then I like it, but I feel like it was done for the wrong reasons. Like, there was no album afterwards. It was just kind of done to promote on her reality show. It wasn't like a, you know, I don't know, but I love LaToya's music. I think she's one of the, like, she's my queen, basically, and more than Madonna. Like, seriously, she really is. And I have my LaToya shirt that matches. Although, if you can tell, the font is different and the color is different of the word LaToya Jackson. And then the color of the word LaToya is different. So that's interesting trivia right there. I'm just kidding. No, the US and the European vinyls are different in terms of that's the only difference of the cover. It's just the way they colored in the letters, the lettering. So yeah, let me know in the let me know what you guys think about this album in the comments. Your favorite songs and your least favorite songs. Have you heard Men Be Illin'? Are there any other songs that are unreleased from this era? Because I've only heard of those two songs. For a while, it was just about Men Be Illin', and then later on we found out about Trouble. However, and by the way, Trouble's a good song. It's not my favorite. I can see where I was left off. Yeah, because it is the weakest of the 11. I mean, there's 10 on this album, 11 with the new song. Yeah, so let me know in the comments what you think of the album, what you favorites, what LaToya album next. I've done Bad Girl and I've done No Relations. I think Heart Don't Lie or her debut might be next, or My Special Love, or Imagination. She just has so many great albums. LaToya, if you're listening, please release From Nashville to You, Stop in the Name of Love, and starting over the full album with starting over the song as a bonus song on vinyl. Please put these on vinyl. We need them. The LaToya fans need them. The world needs them. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe if you did. I have a lot of videos talking about music and such in the same vein, same style. I have a new background now than before because I just moved, and I hope you guys appreciate it. It's not very, it's kind of muted, I would say, but I like it. I like the idea. I hope you like it too, and I hope you like the album, and I hope you enjoy this review, and thank you for watching so much. I appreciate that anybody would give me their time and just listen to what I have to say, because I don't have a lot of following. So anyone out there, if you want to leave a comment or follow me on social media, I really appreciate that, and I do appreciate people who I've spoken with and everything, and You guys are really cool. It's really cool that I have somewhat, like a very tiny following of like probably like 8 people. That's good. That's all. You know, I'm not really looking to. I know this is not the kind of stuff that breaks through and like becomes massively successful on YouTube. I know there's just way too much against me, so that's okay. It's just that's not my goal. So it's really cool that the people who do watch and subscribe and you know, contact me and say, oh hey, I saw your video, blah blah blah. I even had somebody like ask me on like this random thing. It was like, hey, when's your next video coming out? It's been like a year and a half. I was like, whoa, like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like, totally random. So I really appreciate you guys, and I'll definitely make more videos. Just give me your suggestions. Hopefully, if you've watched the channel, you kind of know what I would do, what I wouldn't do. So far, I've avoided bad albums that I don't like. So I would kind of like to continue that, because I think I can talk about things I'm passionate about. However, if you just really want to hear me talk trash, I can do Rebel Heart by Madonna. There we go. Anyways, thanks again for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the record. I think I've already said that word for word. Anyways, have a great day.